We all know that losing weight can be challenging. However, it is simple. You need a caloric deficit. You need an energy deficit in order to lose weight. Now, the most overlooked thing that I can think of is controlling all the variables. For example, setting a routine is one of the best things that you can do. If you weigh yourself at different times of the day, if you eat different types of foods, all these things can alter or change the results that you get. Some foods have more water. Sometimes you're more hydrated that day. Sometimes you weigh yourself 3 hours later on than what you normally would, so you weigh less if you didn't eat anything, and then you think that you lost weight, but actually you were just dehydrated. And so controlling all the variables that you can control outside of being hyper obsessive can help you get a better picture, can help you be more motivated, can make the process a little easier. If you're hyper fixated on every little detail, that can be detrimental to your your psyche. But if you weigh yourself approximately the same time every day, you have a set routine, you have a base understanding of the nutrition, and you stick to those nutrition principles, it's going to be easier to chart and organize and see the linear digression of your weight. If you check your weight every single day, sort the highs and the lows, find the median number, and then do that again the next week and then the next week, if the times that you took those weights are consistent, you take it every day at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., whatever time, before eating on an empty stomach, like before you shower or whatever, you are going to have a better consistent picture of what your body is doing, whether you're gaining weight, losing weight, staying the same. And the slower you lose weight, the better it is for retaining muscle. Now, there's also nuances. If you're untrained, if you're an untrained individual and you start working out and going to the gym, you're going to build muscle. You're going to retain water because muscle is mostly water. And when you retain water, when you're drinking water, your body will hold on to that water because it's building new adipose tissue, muscle. So to be hyper obsessed over the scale number, I think is also a flawed way of doing it. If you're 300, 400, 500 pounds overweight, then yeah, you should be tracking that, because you should be losing weight and water at a higher rate than you're going to be gaining muscle. So you should slowly, progressively be losing, 1, 2, 3 pounds a week, depending on how severely obese you are. But controlling as many variables as you can, the consistent diet that is the same types of foods every day, like have staples in your diet. I'm not saying that you can't, have variety and stuff. You can. And what a lot of people get hung up about is like when you say that they have to be on a diet or they have to do these certain things, they think, oh, now I can't eat pizza, I can't eat burgers, I can't all this. So now you start idolizing these foods and want them more often. And then it's because we want what we can't have. You want the girl you can't have, you want the food you can't have, that's just how human nature is. So I wouldn't say that to like ostracize certain foods and say that you can't have it in your diet. I'm just saying that if you have a good, staple, healthy, nutritious diet with consistent foods that your body interacts well with over a long period of time, you track your calories and you control all the variables that you can, and the more precise you are with each variable, the better you will be at, tracking progression towards your weight loss goals. If I weigh my food and have the same foods every single day, my body's going to get used to and accustomed to taking care of that food. Digesting that food is going to use the same energy required to digest. When you digest food, your body requires energy. High protein foods take more energy to break down in your stomach. And so therefore, the calories that you consume from proteins, although you might get, like, say you eat chicken, it's 120 grams per 4 ounces, whatever, you might not get all 120 calories from that because your body used energy to break down that nutrients to get that protein, the amino acids to rebuild your body, whatever. So I want to stress that it is great and all to, like, calories in, calories out, at the end of the day is going to be how you lose weight. But controlling certain things, like the time of day that you weigh yourself, the types of foods that you eat so that's easier on your digestion, that you're used to, that your body's used to, a consistent routine, a training program that you could progressively periodize, try to get a little better, try to get a little stronger, do an extra rep, whatever. The more precise, the more accountable you are with these specific variables, the better your outcomes will be. Now, sometimes you're just more dehydrated than others. Sometimes everything's not going to be perfect. But over a long period of time, it took a long time to put that weight on. If you're trying to lose substantial weight, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 pounds, it's going to take a long time to come off. So what you can do is just become precise at controlling certain aspects of your diet, and then don't be afraid don't psychologically overanalyze every little thing. If you have some sort of food or a cheat meal or whatever, you go out with family and friends and you want a specific dish and it doesn't say the calories, you can guesstimate the amount of calories. You get better the more you do it. I've been doing it for 5, 6, 7 years, so I can pretty much tell. I mean, no one's 100% accurate. You'll never be, because you don't know what it was cooked in, whatever. You don't know the weight, but you become pretty diligent at learning these types of things, and it comes better with practice, with all skills. Over time, you get better at understanding how the body works, how your specific body works, because everyone's different. And you can create that caloric deficit, that energy deficit, easier for you. And it's different for everyone. Just trying to build up and establish a consistent routine will help psychologically make it easier. There's not going to be a big gap between those numbers as you go week to week to week. When you go to find a median weight and you were not very diligent with it, one week you might be 185 pounds, and then the next week the middle number is 187, but you forgot to mention the fact that you weighed yourself 5 hours earlier than you normally did because your sleep schedule was jacked up. I'm not speaking from experience. Anyways, you just control as many variables as you can, and you'll have a better, more successful time with your weight loss progression. It doesn't have to be this complex thing. It is a lifestyle change. That's the biggest point. Is if you're going to do something, you might as well, especially for weight loss, it's your physical being. This is how you interact with the world, and in order to get a physique that you want, to get a body that you want, you have to accept that you probably can't eat donuts and cookies and fucking pizza every day and burgers and expect to be shredded unless you have good genetics. You just have to deal with the cards that you're dealt. So for me, for example, what I would do is get up around the same time every day. I go to shower. When I go to shower, obviously getting undressed, I weigh myself, see what that weight is, write it down on my notepad on my phone. Takes 20 seconds max. Shower, go about my day. Right after I shower, I get my first meal. My first meal is usually an eggs and an air fried potato type combination, or sometimes I'm not hungry and I'll have a protein, pre-made protein shake thing just to get the protein in a little bit, and then maybe some carbs from either a Nutri-Grain bar or something that I know digests well with my body. And I always try to hit a certain threshold of calories per day. If I'm more hungry, if I'm very, very hungry that day, I'll aim for 2,500 calories. If I'm not that hungry that day and I hit all my protein that I need, then I don't need to force feed myself. So I'll eat 2,000 calories. When I'm more active, when I'm working a lot, I raise that threshold up a little bit. And then I just look based on the weight. If my weight's going up, then I'm eating too much. If my weight's going down, then I'm not eating enough to maintain, or I'm where I want to be if I want to lose weight. You have to stick with you have to find what goal it is that you want, control as many variables as you can outside of getting obsessive, and then just consistently stick to it. And then if you don't see change after 2 or 3 weeks, then you can change something. But week to week, the amount that you're losing is so minuscule, so incomprehensible. With hydration levels in your body, you might have not gone to the bathroom in a few days. Who knows? Anything happens, and poop has weight. So it's different for everyone. Just control as many variables as you can, and don't get hung up about that number so much. If you've seen and noticed changes and improvements in the gym, performance-wise, and in the mirror, you're starting to look a little bit different, you know, things are popping out that you didn't see before, then you're probably in the right direction. So thank you guys for watching. Just wanted to talk about something that I think is overlooked, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So see you.